Yes.
Nick's laid it down. Fraser's won the pot. What do you make of that?
That's fantastic play from Fraser. Great play, really. He thought he could get Purcell off the hand, and that's exactly what he's done, Jesse. Wow.
I mean, you don't play seven deuces, see seven deuces played like that often. He and Fraser showing why he is the defending champion. It's hard to imagine how he did that.
And the new chip leader.
Surely half of that pot was won with a force of will.
I think I played the hand as cheaply as possible. I call once on the turn with position, and then
He's trying to pick up information
made a
there,
nice
isn't
value
he?
bet on
Exactly.
That's what it is. Seems like the great players, when the hand's over, it's not really over, is it? It's just because you're like that too. You're always asking, what has the guy got?
You're always trying to seek information, Jesse.
You think I'm at it, and also you put me all in.
Ian Fraser busy telling everybody that he had a huge hand.
I had a sip of water.
Yeah, they're all good friends at the moment. Wonder what they'll be like in a couple of hours' time.
He is a great player, Ian. Blind still 2 and 4, and it's amazing. Fraser, who, as we were saying, very quiet early on, has now taken the chip lead, and the other players are all going to be playing catch-up now.
Pass. Pass.
Purcell and Mathis short-stacked.
Pass.
Blind on blind. And will Fraser recognize that Beal is an easy man to try and get off his blind?
Let's see if we can have a look.
Call.
Just went in here.
Yeah, I think he's realised that obviously he can outplay people on the flop.
Well, Beal's found an ace, but there's not much with it.
Check.
And that's like a double trap play, isn't it?
Yeah.
It does come an ace. Fraser's going to have a hard time believing Beal has it.
Check. Check.
8,000 out there. Neither player has a pair, but they both have straight
Check.
draws.
Check.
And, that 7 is a nice card for Ian Fraser.
It's giving him the straight.
7.
7,000 to call. Hold.
Yeah, I mean, Thomas Beal there just allowed Fraser to improve, didn't he?
Did seem like Beal had a couple of ways to win that pot.
Yeah, he's just not that aggressive enough, I don't feel.
Something got to move, I think.
Well played by Ian Fraser.
Thanks.
Ian sort of got that bulldog mentality, doesn't he? He wants to win every chip at all times.
Yeah, went in with the worst hand, come out with the best hand.
2 and 4,000 are the blinds. Mathis in the biggin. First action on Andy Miles, who's got about the same amount of chips he started with.
Pass.
And big slick for Purcell. Got 3 times the
Raise
big blind
12.
has sort of been the standard raise
Pass.
tonight.
Yeah, he's hit some nice cards, hasn't he, Purcell?
Fraser has been on Nick like a rash tonight. I think the 2 big pots that Purcell has lost have been against Fraser. Does seem like Ian has it in for this guy. What's he thinking about? Is it because he bluffed him once, he thinks I can do it again?
I think it is. I think he's trying to make a stand against him.
Pass.
5-7 offsuit on the button. Fraser calls like cream corn.
The boys are at war again.
And 8,000 on Reno to play. What do you fancy he'll do with this?
I don't know, but they look a lot prettier when they're suited, don't they?
Mathis has the problem of being rather short-stacked.
Yeah.
And you can kind of understand why he did that.
Yeah, it's good low down.
He doesn't want to flop a pair and still not know where he's at. Oh, this is going to be trouble. This is really going to be trouble.
Check.
Fraser has outflopped Nick Purcell.
Any part of that flop and Fraser was going to bet.
And Miles, just feel what's going on in Nick's head
12,000.
right now.
Mm.
He's at it. He's trying to take advantage of me.
And that sort of flop, it's so hard to lay down ace king, Jesse. Good pass.
It's a very mature pass, wasn't it?
Great pass.
I don't think I could have done that. I would have rather stuck all the chips in and been sitting at home right now than let Fraser get me again. Oh, he's a tough player. Two biggest potty in Fraser is one over 7-5 and 7 deuce.
I know. Ace king, the most overrated hand at poker.
You do see a lot of people walking out with it, don't you?
Yep, everyone thinks it's the crown jewels.
I think they used to nickname for that hand used to be walking back to Houston. that's if you played in the cash game in Dallas, that's what it usually ended up doing.
Raise 12.
All of a sudden, Nick Purcell is getting cards right and left.
Pass.
Oof. Can't keep playing with you. It looks like I'm picking on you. Don't you?
I don't know what
You
to do
are.
personally.
I can't imagine what was going through Ian's head right there. It is a total of 12,000. It'll be 8,000 now on Andy Miles.
Yeah, I think we're going to see some fireworks here.
Oh, wow. Very hard for Andy Miles not to just make a big re-raise, wasn't it?
Yeah, re-raise here.
It's under 8,000 to call.
I mean, as far as the players are concerned, Nick Purcell looks a bit tilted up, doesn't he?
He does. He's going to come over the top here.
This is the third consecutive hand he's raised.
He's going to find out the strength of Nick.
Probably about 40, roughly speaking.
I'm gonna set you in.
He's moved all in, Jesse.
All in, said Miles, and very tough for Purcell to fold
Raise
here,
all
isn't
in.
it?
Yeah.
I mean, Miles could have an under pair, but he doesn't. It's a race.
Yeah, it is a race.
And is this one of those situations where the cards just kind of played themselves?
Yeah, they play themselves on this hand. Nick's just praying it's going to hold up.
Getting some cards in.
Yeah, but I've not been connected. I've got two jacks on the
Purcell
king,
has
king,
found
queen
himself
board.
in some unlucky
64.
situations.
Like ace queen.
Although if the jacks hold, he'll be back to square one.
I had two jacks.
If they don't,
ace king.
He'll be scratching a
on
broke
jack
ass.
2's 5 board. I figure you for 2 10s, but
Another 14.
Don't make your excuses yet, Nick. You're still in the game.
Yeah,
10,
and he is.
20,
He is a
another
favorite.
14.
Although I didn't see any aces or kings being passed, so I believe they're still all in the deck.
jacks, mate.
No.
Fucking jacks. That's all I'm worried about.
Let's just do a countdown here.
I don't know.
but,
Actually, about
10,
48.
20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 64.
Andy Miles
64.
definitely had
20,
Purcell
30,
covered,
40.
but not by much, about 35,000 or so.
Something's gone wrong.
There's the ace!
Oh.
And that is good for Andy Miles. Purcell is feeling gutted right now. 2 cards in the deck for him, and it was almost like he didn't expect to win this race.
No, he was very negative, wasn't he, before the flop?
No hearts on board, so it has to be a jack for Purcell. And he's certainly gotten his money worth out of the 20 hands he's played so far, but... Oh, it's a jack!
Wow.
That's a killer! Oh, stomach punch for Andy Miles.
Jesse's going absolutely wild. My girlfriend will be drunk enough now. Thank you very much.
It was a race, but by the river it, Ted.
That's a stab in the heart for Andy.
Oh.
That's really hurt him there. Very, very fortunate.
Funny. I get all
Big
my
double
luck
up for
on the
Nick
$10
Purcell,
rebate.
and Andy Miles just feels like...
Good job I nicked a few up in there.
Yikes.
So I'm not passing it and going in.
Look at that. It was a 50-50 raise, but once the flop came down, it became about 95-10. Jack on the river, only one of 2 in the deck, and the full house by Nick Purcell. He can keep care of Andy Miles.
Thank you.
He's right back in this now. Big smile. They call Nick Quick Nick down at the gut shop because he plays so many
Big chips at front.
tables at one time on the internet.
Tell me about that. Never played before. I just click buttons on the internet.
Probably about.
I only started about 3.5 years ago. A few friends used to watch